Voy por ahí. A ver. Listo.
Listo, papá.
Sí, voy por allá. Okay.
Hi, Mitch. Are you on?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. I think the only one we're having audio trouble with is Ben.
I think he's going to try restarting the call.
I think he'll probably restart his computer and then jump back on.
Has anybody taken the test already?
Yep, I took it. Not too bad.
How many questions?
There's 38 questions. There's a lot of questions about z-scores, skews. There's a few questions on the sampling plan. There's questions on the population. But mostly z-scores and calculating probability. There's one on a QQ plot.
Okay.
It's not too bad. I think you'll do well. The notes I sent out cover most of it. I did put extra on here for the definitions of right skewed versus left skewed data because you have a few questions on that. But make sure that you know how to calculate z-scores and probability, and you can do the distribution of sample means because you'll have some questions on that as well.
Okay.
Is it like
Have
everything
you
else in
taken the test?
the class where you get 2 attempts?
Huh?
Did you get 2 attempts on the test like everything else?
No, just one.
Nope, just one. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Ben might be able to give you some more information too.
I missed like a good chunk of what Marie was saying. So she's probably right. But scores, she did better on the test than I did. So z-scores are important. Calculating percentiles was one that kind of threw me off. Like they ask along the lines of, so I don't get in trouble, what is the Xth percentile? So I'd make sure you know how to do that because I didn't. I looked at it and just thought, oh crap. And the rest of it was pretty basic stuff.
So definitely print out the notes I gave you because they will be helpful. They do ask about the central limit theorem and the law of large numbers. There's a few on standard deviation. But it's not too bad. If you guys did the homework, it's very similar to the homework that we had.
Okay.
Okay.
That's helpful.
So if you went through the homework and you were pretty confident in your ability to do this, lesson 8, you should do pretty well on the exam. Which I'm hoping that's how all of our exams are going to be, because I think hopefully my anxiety will go down a little bit.
Well, you did great on this one.
Thanks.
I don't test well.
Well, you were really helpful in helping me, so. And I haven't done so well on the quizzes before, and then I get really frustrated and just
it's
shake my head. especially when I did it right, I just put it in the wrong format.
Yeah. I really wish they'd fix that.
Uh-huh.
This is a really long group quiz.
Okay, let's
Like,
start on
holy
it.
crap. There
I
are
wanna-
31 questions.
Yeah, because I want to get this done. I have to do my religion homework.
Yeah, I have some projects I need to wrap up tonight.
Okay, so question 2 is, all right, does everyone have the quiz up?
Yep.
Okay, question 2 is a randomly selected brand of toothpaste at the convenience store. It's categorical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then question 3.
Is that like 100 is parameter?
100 is parameter, and then 112 is the statistic.
This, yeah.
Question 4 is stratified sampling. Question 5 is cluster sample. Question 6 is simple random sample. Question 7 is stratified random sample. Question 8
I have a question
is-
on these.
Yep.
So I know it's I honestly don't like I went through them, but I don't really like. Is there a key to know? I can understand the definitions. Is there a key to know like which one is which, or how do you like define like differentiate from them? Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so are you mostly confused with the cluster samples and the stratified samples? Or
I guess I'm just like reading, like for example, number 4, and then what did I choose for this one? It was
okay, so let's read this. Rotham City has 4 distinct neighborhoods. The property values are very similar within each neighborhood, but they vary considerably from neighborhood to neighborhood. One neighborhood has very low property values and another has extremely high property values. Property taxes are usually roughly proportional to property values. What type of sample should we collect to gauge the residents' responses to a proposed increase in property taxes? So when I look through this, you are separating these property values into neighborhoods. So you're going to want to do a sample of how the property values, because you're going to want to group them by property values because your taxes are based on your property value.
okay.
And
So
oh, go ahead.
go ahead, Ben.
I was just going to say one of the main points of taking samples like this and doing all this statistics stuff is to get the purest answer you can get. And so if you think about it in terms of like what is affected by this study, like
okay.
Marie was saying, you know, they've already separated it into neighborhoods because you've got a really poor neighborhood where there's probably like apartment buildings and stuff and people don't give a crap about property taxes. And then you have a neighborhood where people are going to be really, really upset because they've got a $2.6 million mansion that a raise on property taxes is going to cause problems. So you don't really want to do any of the others. What you want to do is separate it into groups that represent each of the involved parties. So like if you're doing a survey on exercise, you'd want to break it into age groups because an 85-year-old man isn't likely to care as much about physical fitness as an 18-year-old kid.
Okay. Okay.
Well, and yeah. So when I initially looked at this, it's either going to be cluster or stratified. But then as I was thinking about it, you probably want to take a simple random sample from each of those groups. So that's why I chose stratified sample. Because you aren't going to be taking all of the property values in the blocks. You're just going to be taking a sample of them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then do you have another question? Do you want to do number 5 too?
I think it's pretty much like I guess I didn't know how to break it down because I was reading like the definitions and stuff, and when we did the quizzes, I got some of them wrong.
Okay.
So I guess I was just not really. I just kind of wanted to get an idea how you actually process the question and then how it fits into the definitions.
Okay.
Well, now we can just go on.
Let's read question 5 because this one's a cluster sample, so we can kind of distinguish between the two. When design experiments are conducted in public school systems, researchers typically choose a particular district and randomly select teachers of, say, 4th grade students in that district. The experiment is then conducted using all the students in the selected classes. Which type of sampling scheme is implemented? So as you look through these, you're going to see that they first separated this out by a district, and then they took all of the 4th grade students in that district. So they didn't take a simple random sample of that cluster. They took all of the 4th grade students. So you know that it's a cluster because they separated it into a district, and it's not stratified because they would only take like 100 of those students if it were a stratified sampling scheme.
All right. Well, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and if you want to keep going through these, we can, because you will get a couple questions about these on the exam.
I think the key word is stratified random sample.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only difference.
Yeah, so question 7, this one's easier to kind of understand. A special interest group is conducting a survey regarding wolves in Yellowstone National Park. To adequately gauge opinions on both sides of the political spectrum, the researchers took the list of registered Democrats and selected a simple random sample of 100 people. And then they took a list of registered Republicans and selected a simple random sample of 100 people. So this one is really easy to identify because they took the Democrats and then the Republicans and took a sampling of each of those groups.
And that was, again, a stratified random sample, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Question 8. The answer I got was the mean is 4.771.
Yep.
Question 9, the standard deviation is 1.912. Question 10 is true. Okay. Question 11 is, let me turn my page. Negative 0.165. Question 12 is 0.681. And then question 13 is none of these is correct. Ben, did you put that one in your first time around?
None of these correct? Yeah.
Because this is the one I got wrong because I didn't put that. So
Yeah, no, you're good.
I think it is D. None of these is correct.
I actually put the variance.
I did too, and it marked it wrong on mine.
Yeah, so the difference is we can calculate the variance from the squared deviations, but
Yeah.
by themselves, they don't really tell us much. Like they don't add up to the mean and they're nowhere near the standard deviation.
Yeah, I think it's the sum of the numbers is the key,
Okay.
and I don't know what that
Yeah.
sum. And I went back to chapter 3 and read all about it, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I found some YouTube video tutorial, some British guy, he sounded smart. So
Okay, so question 14 is 0.715. Question 15 is false. The standard deviation isn't ever going to be negative.
Nope.
Okay, and then the question 16 is extradural.
So for that one, could you explain why that's? I couldn't figure it out really.
It's just the one that has the lowest standard deviation because that means it's the most consistent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because your standard deviation is measuring your spread, and so since your standard deviation is low, that means your temperatures were closer together because your spread is not as large. So
Right. Okay.
if you look at all of these, the ones with the largest spread is the arterial, and so,
Material. Okay.
you can see it's 1.55, so their temperatures were more spread out.
Got it.
Okay. Question 17. Okay, let me see. Okay, these aren't matching up on my thing. So Q3 is 8.
Just a quick opinion. Does the 8 on you guys' graph look exactly like a 6? Or am I
yeah,
I am
looks
blind,
really
but
close.
is it just me?
No, you're not that blind. So
Oh, I have 2400 vision, so
oh, okay.
Okay. Question 18 is 50. Okay. Use the following information to answer the next 3 questions. This one, if you listen to the professor's office hours, he went over a lot of these questions in the office hours. So 19, the mean is 2.055. 20 is 0.233.
There's a lot of confusion. I was listening to. I think it was 19. You were going over.
Uh-huh.
He was talking about the second. That's where I stopped because I was like, "What? What is he talking about?" Because he was confusing me between what he was doing and then he was switching around. I don't know. It was just kind of confusing. What was it? I can't remember what he was saying anymore. There was some confusion in there. I don't know if it got cleared up or I didn't continue after that. Just
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of funny. But anyways.
Okay, well, I'll tell you how to do this really quick so that you can just do it on your own, because it was a little bit confusing when he went through this, and he did switch screens a lot, and then we had to go back. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you take the two the 2 parts per million data points that you get, so the 1.59 and the 2.52, and you add those together, and that will be 4.11, and then you divide it by 2 because they are 2 standard deviations away from the mean. And so
Right, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
so your mean is going to be, so when you divide 4.11 divide by 2, it's going to be 2.055.
And then similarly to that, to find the standard deviation, you subtract 1.59 from 2.52, and then you divide that by 2.
For the standard deviation. Luckily, you don't have one of these crazy ones on the exam. You will have, like, you will be asked about means, but you won't have to do one that's as calculation intense
Okay.
on the exam. It'll be more about calculating z-scores and percentiles. Okay, and then question 21 is 1.823 and 2.288 ppm. 22 is, where's my answer? You guys have the answer on this one?
Pull it up.
I think it's is it 68?
I know you need the normal probability applet for this one.
What is the probability?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, it's 50. Sorry, these numbers aren't matching up. So it's 0.50 for 22. 23.
Oh, right, because it's just, that's what the mean is. So it's a 50% chance it's square. Wouldn't it be like slightly less than 50% chance, like 0.499999?
Probably.
Let me
Sorry.
calculate this real quick.
Okay. 23 is 0.684. $25 is 0.316. 20. Oh, sorry, 24. 25 is 387. Well, it's 388 because we're rounding to the whole number.
Was that for 25 or 26?
25 is 388. So you will want to review these for the exam.
Okay.
The
Remember, that's the
Yeah.
score, not the probability, so it's not a decimal.
It's not a decimal, no. And 26, the 90th percentile is 697.
Yeah, this all looks very familiar.
27, the first quartile is 461. 28, the third quartile is 624. 29. Let me find this really quick. what is the mean? It is 542.3. The standard deviation is 31.123. And then question 31, the probability is 0.032.
All right. What was 24?
$24 was 0.316. Were there any important questions on quartiles on the exam? I think you were saying there was.
There's one about the box plot, and then you have to estimate
Oh, okay.
the quartile, and it's just an estimation. So you look at the box plot, and then
That's really easy. Never mind.
Yeah, there was only like one of those questions.
yeah. And then you are asked about mean, standard deviation, and median in some data set. But you don't have to do, so it will ask you a percentile, but it doesn't give you a funky question where you have to do the first quartile or the third quartile.
Well, hopefully Thursday's quiz isn't quite so long.
Okay, I'll go ahead and submit mine. Hopefully 13 is right.
Oh, I already submitted it. 13 is right.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I wish you all good luck. I'm sure that one of us will get 100. Mitch, I bet you will get 100.
Thanks.
Maybe
Go, Mitch.
Evan. Maybe Sam.
We believe in
I
you guys.
fail, I'm gonna say I got
Yeah, I want to hear who gets 100.
Spoiler, it's not me.
Not me either.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Sorry if I'm a little incoherent or slow. I've been kind of sick lately. Had kind of a flu.
Oh, that's not good.
Not good.
But
Well,
you
good luck
did
on the
really
exam. And we'll see you on Thursday. I want to hear that you guys do well, so good luck.
good. I'll do my best.
Don't take any NyQuil before you take the exam.
No.
I'm not taking the exam tonight.
When does it close?
It closes
tomorrow
tomorrow at
night.
11.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a 0 because I forgot to take it probably.
Oh, don't do that.
Don't. Yeah. That's a terrible reason to get a 0.
That is a really terrible reason, especially on an exam.
Unfortunately, it won't be the first time that's happened to me.
Oh.
Jeez.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot.
See ya. Bye.
Have a good night. Get feeling better.
Thanks.